My shirt says dog mother, wine lover. I'm sure somebody wants to know. Got it from, you can probably guess. So I decided to remix Casey and JoJo's All My Life last recap, thinking it would be funny, get a couple laughs, and some of you did not like it, like at all. Let me read you some of these comments. Testy Comic said, quit singing, OMG, stop. Trent I Am said, never sing again. Carlos Davis just said, cringe. Jay Enid said, oh God, stop singing. Okay, so guys, I guess I need to apologize. I need to apologize if I gave you the impression that I cared what you thought about me singing on my video, and that you writing me in comments was going to stop me from singing ever again. I apologize sincerely if I gave you the impression that your comments was going to do that to me, because they're not. Hey guys, I'm back again with another recap of 90 Day Fiance The Other Way. This was season 1, episode 2, and I did not check the title, but it's on your screen somewhere. It's right there. Title. I'll have to Google it. I don't know what the title is. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again. If you're new to this channel or new to 90 Day, we recap things like trashy TV over here on this channel. That will be all things 90 Day except for Happily Ever After this season. I just couldn't do it, y'all. Also Love After Lockup, which premieres tomorrow night, and I'm super excited about that. Yeah, so let's get into this recap. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start with our new couple. We got a new person. So we have seen now 5 of the 6 couples so far, and that was Laura and Aladdin. So Laura is a 51-year-old mother of a son. I do not remember his name, but he was fabulous, honey. Snaps to him. And her boyfriend Aladdin is 29. Now, she tried to say 30 in the interview, and it was so funny. The producer called her out, was like, girl, be honest, how old is he? And she was like, he almost 30. And the producer was like, almost nothing, he 29. She's trying to make him older, because I think she is a little embarrassed about his age. But honey, listen, I like Laura. Laura, girl, let me tell you why I like Laura. So Laura had this husband who was cheating on her, honey. He left his emails up one day and went to work. And of course, Laura, being the good investigator that she is, she read them and saw that he was on some dating sites. So Laura was like, oh, so we on dating sites. Okay. So she hops on the dating site that he's on as another person, basically catfish, call Neve and Max. And she messages her own husband as some other young girl, tricks him into like falling in love with her or something or the other. Then she throws the bait out there and says, oh, I really like bald men. Okay. This man comes to her the next day and was like, you know what, baby, I'm thinking about trying a new look. Will you help me shave my head? And she was like, at that moment, she knew her marriage was over. And this woman sat there and helped this man shave his head. Meanwhile, she was the mastermind behind him shaving his head the whole time. I mean, we're not worthy. We are not worthy. Laura, girl, that's my kind of woman. That is my kind of woman. Like, being super sneaky and petty, and like, I'm not gonna just blow up on you and throw your clothes out the front door and cuss you out. No, honey. I am into the long con. I mean, what a long revenge. Like, who knows how long it took for that to happen, and she was just patiently waiting. I mean, she had to fake like everything was good in her marriage the whole time. Like, can you imagine? Like, homegirl is on another level that I aspire to be. That was kind of the story she told in order for us to think that she's not an idiot. She's not stupid. She is not the likes of Danielle and Nicole, who is going to get scammed by some younger guy from another country, honey. She has her wits about her, and she has her eyes open, and she sees all and knows all. When we met Aladdin, he is everything that we thought he was gonna be. He is very sexy, tall, abs. He's a personal trainer. Some of the red flags, he's from Tunisia, and y'all know Muhammad was from Tunisia, so that my red flags were ringing. But she's not a Danielle. Like, here's the thing, as I clean my eyes out. Here's the thing with Laura and Aladdin that confuses me. They are not Danielle and Muhammad, which is what I totally expected them to be upon the previews. I was like, oh, this is another Danielle and Muhammad number 2. Like, I already know what it is. Scammer, old slow lady. Like, Laura is clearly intelligent. Anybody who is smart enough to catfish their own husband, trick him into shaving his head, and then help him shave it is not an idiot, okay? Second thing, Aladdin seemed like he really liked her. Okay, so she went over there to visit him one time and they were like literally taking cute selfies. He's smiling. She was FaceTiming him and asked him, was he excited? And he was like joking around like, no, I'm not excited. Like, what do you mean? How could you even ask me that? I'm so ready to see you. Like, this is not Danielle and Muhammad at all. Like, Muhammad, you could clearly see by his body language, the way he talked to Danielle, how he was when he was with and without her, that there was no love there. It was strictly about coming to America and getting that green card and starting his new life, which is exactly what he did. With Nicole and Azin, same thing. You can tell when he talks to her on the phone. You can see it in his interviews. Aladdin does not give off those vibes, and I am confusion because as sweet and as smart and as fun as Laura is, I still just cannot wrap my mind around a 29-year-old super sexy personal trainer from Tunisia who lives in Qatar being in love with a 51-year-old past childbearing years mother of a 20-year-old. Like, as amazing as Laura is, like there's a niche and she has jumped out of her niche, and I am confused by this. I mean, and no offense to all of you fly older women who are out there like, well, age ain't nothing but a number. I get that, but to a point, because at the end of the day, age isn't anything but a number. It's a big deal. There is generational differences here. There are cultural differences here. And no matter how young and spry you are as a 51-year-old, you still like don't want to be with a child. Like, don't want to be with no 29-year-old. And like, I get that women in their older age are at their sexual peak and all this and that. Yeah, that's cool, but there's still something here that just doesn't sit right with me. As cute as they are, as fun as they seem like they're having a great time, something ain't right here, and I can't pinpoint it. So they didn't really give us a lot of information on their relationship. They pretty much just kind of set up the backstory, how they met, her with her husband, that whole spiel, and then had a scene with them FaceTiming and talking, and they seem cute together. They're taking selfies with the Snapchat filters and like having a grand old time, and I'm just like, what's wrong with Aladdin? Like, what is it? He doesn't seem slow to me. He wasn't like Submit, first impressions. He seems okay. Very good looking guy, young guy, can get anybody he wants. So why are you picking this older Caucasian lady from America who you're not trying to get to America? She's coming to live with you. So I don't know if he's playing the long con. I don't know. Now, they didn't talk about Laura's finances. So that is one thing that might be underlying that we don't know about yet, is that Laura might have some coin, and that might be why Aladdin is playing this long game in order to be able to be a personal trainer and work at his own pace and work some days and not work some days because my sugar mama's got rent covered. That's kind of what I'm leaning toward, is that Laura's probably got good money. She's already retired. She's from Toronto, living in Florida. So that lets me know that she's got her money together. If you can retire to Florida like a straight up golden girl, like, you have some money. So that lets me know she's not like Jenny. Her finances are in order. That is the thing that I'm thinking that Aladdin is looking at with Laura, is that she not only, you know, she's tolerable. I can have fun with her. But I really want her to come over here and just pay the rent and handle the household while I go play and be a personal trainer, which, I mean, that's a real job. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know how successful he is as a personal trainer. I don't know him like that. So, you know, that's my thing. But other than that, like, I was really confused this whole episode with their whole segment, because they really like, I didn't get I did not get Danielle Muhammad vibes, and I did not get Nicole Azin vibes. Like, if this is a scam, it is a well thought out, well planned, long con scam. And kudos to Aladdin. And I mean, hey, Laura's gonna be getting some 29-year-old peen. So I mean, it's not like she's getting nothing out of the deal. She get to look at abs. She saw him hold his shirt up on, you know, FaceTime. I mean, God forbid he asked her to hold her shirt up, but you know, that's beside the point. But I'm just saying, like, she's getting this young hot man and fun out of the deal. He's probably getting some money. these two have perplexed me. I need to see further. So I'm gonna keep watching, and I'm gonna be watching them very closely because I'm trying to pinpoint what the heck is going on because I'm confused. But other than that, they were cool. They were cute. I mean, hey, you know what? Laura's in her 50s, honey. She's got her second win. Go ahead, sister girl. But that's it for Laura and Aladdin. Let's move on to the next couple. Okay, so next is Corey and Evelyn. So we didn't see Evelyn this episode, of course, because she is back in Ecuador, right? I always want to say Peru, but she's from Ecuador. She already went back home, honey. She was ready to get the heck up out of Washington. And so Corey sits down with his mom and dad to tell them the truth about him moving to Ecuador and not actually just going to visit for a few months. His parents are a little bit shocked. His dad was really cold about it, kind of like trying to talk him out of it. I really think his dad doesn't like Evelyn. I really think his dad doesn't like the fact that Evelyn's not willing to convert to Mormonism and Evelyn doesn't want to give them grandchildren. I think those two things alone, and the fact that his son has given her all this money for different investments in Ecuador, which is smart. Like, it's smart to already have something set up for you so when you move there, you'll have some form of income. The only problem is that everything's in Evelyn's name because she is the Ecuadorian and Corey is not. So he has given her this money to invest in a cocktail bar and in properties and all these things, but nothing's in Corey's name. So his dad is really worried that if it all goes south and y'all end up breaking up, there's really nothing you can do about it. I mean, he could sue her, but that would be too much of a hassle. He not gonna see that money again. So it's like he has to make this work or he's out 40 grand. And I think his dad's really worried about that. His mom seemed more so like sad to see her baby go. She really didn't care so much about Evelyn not wanting kids and her not converting to Mormonism. And she didn't care about him losing his money. She was just like, oh, you my first baby and you leaving me and I'm not gonna see you anymore. Like, but she was really like, if you wanna go and it makes you happy, then go. Here's the thing that bothers me about this whole segment. Okay, so we have done y'all, not me, have done your research and looked into Evelyn and Corey's backstory. And we know that these two have been together for 4 years. So this is not a new relationship. This is not something that just popped up all of a sudden. He's up and packing up and going to Ecuador. They have known about this girl for years, unless he hid her from them and then just now told her about it. But they've been together for a long time. He's gone back and forth there. So when his parents were like, oh, doesn't it seem kind of fast? I'm like, that's CLC trying to make us feel like this rushed. This is not rushed. This engagement or them getting married or him moving to Ecuador is not rushed at all. They've been together for 4 years. I'm sure he's taking that whole 4 years, try to convince her somehow to come to America. She ain't feeling it. So he has to go there now. And I still hold on to the fact that Evelyn don't really like him for real. I mean, he's a means to an end. He gives her money and, you know, he can help her do the things that she wants to do back home. But she don't really like him like that. I think that if it doesn't work out with Corey, Evelyn will find the next man who will help her do whatever it is she wants to do. She don't care about him for real. But, you know, I didn't like the whole trying to make it seem like, oh, you're rushing into this marriage. Like, I mean, they've been together for years. What's rushed? Don't do that. Don't try to deceive us and make us think that something is going on that's not. Because that's not what's happening. Corey's not being tricked. He knows very well what he's getting into. This woman has told him she don't want to come to America. She's told him she don't want to have kids. And she's told him she's not converting to Mormonism. He is a grown 32-year-old man who is capable of understanding that. So I don't feel sorry for him. Ain't nobody worried about Corey's feelings or him losing his money. He grown and he done made this decision to get into bed with this woman literally and figuratively. So let him go on down there and whatever happens, happens to him. I mean, this couple really... I mean, their story was interesting in the first episode, but then like the more I find out and the more I watch, I don't really like them. I don't think that she likes him. I don't feel love there. And I feel like a lot of the drama that's to come that we've seen in the previews is probably just to make their storyline more interesting. So I've already kind of had enough of them, to be perfectly honest. But you know, I don't have nothing else to say. That's basically it. So yeah, that's it for Evelyn and Corey. Let's move on to the next couple. Oh, y'all, I forgot to talk about the shot. So he went to some registered nurse because Ecuador has like malaria and all these other diseases, and he has to get shots and he's afraid of needles. Honey, he is doing the absolute most. He is out in the hallway doing push-ups. I mean, the Rocky theme song was playing. You know, he was trying to psych himself up. He's like down in the chair, like sliding down, like his mom's holding his hand, but she's kind of like, whatever, you know, I hope the best for you. and he gets the shots, and then he lays out on the ground like he caught the Holy Ghost, and they had to come lay the modesty cloth over him. That was basically it. So that was the shot scene. Nothing happened with Evelyn and Corey this week. It was just, they could have left them off. They could have just done 3 couples this week and just left them out completely, because I didn't need any of those scenes. But, hey, whatever. TLC. Y'all do you. I'm not, producer. So, yeah, that's it for them. Okay, so next is Paul and Karine. So Paul, of course, as we saw last week, went back home. He did not get on the plane to go to Brazil because of the embargo. He could only take 2 bags and not 27. And so he just packed up all his 27 bags and went back home. So he calls Karine to let her know, hey girl, I tried. I went down there, and they told me there was an embargo. I can only take 2 bags. So I just came back home and said, forget it. I'm gonna just wait till the embargo ends. It'll be about 30 days, a little month. It's not that bad, but I'm gonna be there, as soon as possible. Karine's like, I'm pregnant. So like a month in pregnancy time is like a whole, like that's a lot of time. So she's like, I need you here now. Like, why didn't you just get on the plane? I'm like, I told you to get on the plane, Paul. I knew she was gonna say that. She hit him with that, you lying. Like, I don't believe you. Like, you've done this before. You have stalled coming here because you really don't want to live in Brazil. I think that subconsciously, Paul doesn't want to live in Brazil. Y'all know Paul's scared of everything. Paul's scared of penis fish in the water. He's scared of mosquitoes. He's scared of bullets. He's scared of Brazil. I really think that deep down, Paul doesn't want to live there. So subconsciously or consciously, I'm not sure which, Paul is trying to sabotage this trip down to Brazil. And I think that he thought that if he threw a fit big enough, his mom would help him out because he doesn't make enough money. And by the way, I forgot to mention this last week, but all you have to make is $26,000 a year in order to be able to sponsor someone to come from another country. Paul, you don't make $26,000 a year, but you used to work in IT. But you did IT, remember? But y'all believe Paul did some IT work? I don't believe it. I believe Paul just said something that sounded good. Paul probably worked on a computer once in college and was like, I do IT, when he auditioned for the show. But anyway, I digress. I think that Paul subconsciously does not want to go to Brazil. I think he hates it there. I think he thinks it's dirty. I think he thinks he's going to die some weird way, either by some disease or getting shot. And I think that he subconsciously was trying to sabotage that trip. He threw that fit in the car so that his mom would feel sorry for him, so that she would try to sponsor. I mean, the whole episode last week was him trying to convince her to sponsor them. And she was like, no, we don't have it. Like, get out of here. Go down there and be with your baby mama. Karine is pissed now because Paul didn't come. She was like, you should have just packed 2 bags. He was like, I didn't know what to do. I'm like, you're 35. What do you mean you didn't know what to do? What do you mean you didn't know what to do? You're an adult. Like, you're a full adult. You bring 2 bags and you go be with your wife. So Karine's pissed now. Paul's like, I'm so sorry. I'm going to try my best. Please don't be mad at me. I love you, blah, blah, blah. And Karine's like, Like, she is over it. And Paul's like, I love you. And she's like, yeah. Like, she didn't want to say I love you. And I don't blame her. I wouldn't have said it either. And then she just hung up on him. So Paul got scared that, I don't know, I guess he thought he was losing her, and that kind of lit a fire under him. So he packed 2 bags and he went. His mom comes outside. It's early in the morning. I don't know how he changed the flight ticket. I don't know how that exactly worked, but somehow he got a ticket to Brazil for the next day. And he has his 2 bags. He consolidated. And so his mom's like, oh, I was lucky you get that 1 day off of work, honey. I can't take 2. You on your own. But I love you. And she comes out. She gives him a hug. You can tell that she really loves Paul, but I think she wants Paul to grow up. And she's putting her foot down. And rightfully so. That's what you do as a parent when you got grown children who want to do stupid stuff. You just got to put your foot down and be like, don't do that stupid stuff. Go do it over there. Don't do it over here. So she hugs him and she gives him this ugly, terrible gold chain with a lock of her hair. And I think the whole hair thing was like, she did that on purpose, because they've talked about the hair and as a joke, and now it's like a thing. So whatever, who cares about the hair? But yeah, the goodbye was sweet. I could tell that she cares about Paul, but Paul's grown and he got to make his own decisions, and she's letting him. And good for her. So you got to let your kids go. You can't let them stress you out in your old age. Honey, she went to work on Paul. She was like, I'm not taking you to the airport twice. So Paul calls an Uber and he goes to Brazil. Apparently Karine doesn't know that he's coming, so he gonna surprise her, I guess, next week. I don't know. But that's it for Paul and Karine. Let's move on to the last couple. Okay, so next is Jenny and Sumit. So this episode starts off with Jenny basically packing up her whole life and getting ready to say goodbye to her kids and her grandkids so that she can go to India and be with Sumit. Everybody's sad. I mean, her kids are asking valid questions. They're like, all right, so his family don't know you're coming. They don't know y'all gonna be together. God forbid something happened to you and him. How are we gonna get in contact? Like, we can't even call his family and be like, hey, can you like see about my mom? Like, her daughters are super worried, and rightfully so. I mean, she's just giving it all up. But we found out Monday that her and Sumit have been together for 5 years. 5 years, that's a long time. And Jenny's like, I'm in too deep now to let it go. There's nothing that she can do at this point. She's going. Her kids are sad and grandkids are gonna miss her, but she gotta go because she gotta be with her man. She said that it's her time now. She sacrificed her life for her kids, and now it's her time to have love and have that. And I see both sides. Like, I see her kids concerned, but I also see Jenny being like, look, I done gave up enough of my life for y'all. It's my time now. When do I get to have love? So you know what, girl, go ahead. You know how sometimes on reality shows, there'll be like some big thing, like the whole thing with Sumit's parents not knowing that he's married Jenny and moving out because of a job. So his lie is he's moving out of his parents' house because he got this new job in some other town, but really him and Jenny are gonna live like down the street. I don't understand how that's gonna work, because I'm like, what happens if y'all pass each other like just walking down the street? Y'all don't go to the grocery store, the gas station, like, I mean, y'all are gonna see each other. You're in the same city. You're probably gonna cross paths, but that's his story. Even he admits that it's dumb and his parents probably won't believe it. But nonetheless, he's going with it. So I thought it was just like to cause drama, but I knew it was real when he didn't even take the cameras in his parents' home. I was like, oh, he lying to them for real. Like, this is not a story for drama for the show. Like, his parents don't even know he's on a TV show right now. He was like, all right, y'all got to stay down here. I'm going to go talk to my parents. I was like, oh my God, like, he's legit lying to his parents. They have no idea of what's going on. They are none the wiser. And so he goes up there, he tells the producers, I'm gonna be back in 15, and be a real quick conversation. I'm gonna just go tell my parents I'm packing up all my stuff and leaving and moving to another town. Sumit is in there for over an hour, and producers are like, I mean, can somebody call him? Then they realize Jenny's supposed to land at the airport, and she lands in like 30 minutes, and it takes an hour to get there. So they're not gonna be there on time. Jenny lands after a 20-hour flight, and I cannot even imagine being in the air for 20 hours. I would freak out. But she lands and she gets there and there's nobody there to get her, and she's nervous that Sumit duped her. But I'm like, you visited him once before, y'all been together 5 years. I mean, I would be nervous that something happened to him, but she know he with a whole camera crew, so I don't know what she knows. And for some reason her phone doesn't work, and I'm like, girl, you didn't get the international plan? You know, you gotta set that up before you leave. For some reason her phone don't work over there. She didn't set it up, and she's just standing out there, and it looks hot, and she got on a like slightly winterish outfit, honey. She done got cute in the bathroom and everything, and her man is not there to greet her. He pulled a John, like John and Rachel. He gonna tell her to come to Paddington Bear Station. I was like, oh my God, Jenny. Sumit gonna come get her though. I'm just curious as to what his parents said. That's really what I want to know. I'm like, what did your parents say to you when you told them that you were moving to another town because of a job, when really you're gonna be staying in like the apartment complex next door? I'm curious as to what they said. You know how your parents know when you be lying. So I'm sure they know that something's up, and he probably confessed to them about his relationship with Jenny, and all hell broke loose. That's what I'm thinking happened. And that's why it took him an hour or over an hour. But that's how the show ended. It left it on that cliffhanger. So we will find out what happens next with Jenny and Sumit. Yeah. God bless them. That's it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter at NICHI_P_tweets for all my live tweets during the show as it airs in real time. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment something if there's something I forgot or something you just want to say. Yeah, just leave me a comment, and don't forget to share with your friends who also love this show. And here are some videos that you can check out. Wah is recapping this. Chris is not, so I was wrong last week when I said check out Chris. Wah is recapping it. Her recap for this episode's already up. She went live, so she beat me. But she's an amazing recapper. She's so funny. She's so talented and beautiful. So please check out her channel. She's a great friend. And I will be in San Francisco this upcoming weekend and week. It is my first time going to the West Coast. Well, I've been to Vancouver twice, but the West Coast of the United States. I've never been to California, so I'm super excited. So if anybody has any suggestions on places to go, places to eat, I'm already doing all the touristy things, so no more tourist suggestions because I'm pretty much doing them all. But like any nightlife or like a bar or something just fun, I'm taking all suggestions. So if you know the San Francisco area, or if you're familiar with it, or you're from there, please, please, please leave me a comment with a suggestion. And I probably will get a late recap out next week. And I may or may not live tweet. It depends. I don't know what we're going to be doing. But yeah, so I'll be in San Fran. So if you're from there or if you know that area, please, please, please leave me comments with things to do. So that is it for this recap. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.